in
Johnny,
the morning, every Saturday morning.
how
Really?
much weight did he lose? He lost a lot of weight.
Well, I did. I lost.
How much did you lose?
It's a lot. It's about at least 15 by now. But Estelle and I, we hadn't got on that thing down there. What is that? That Wii thing. We hadn't got on it for a long time.
The what?
The Wii. It's
that.
it's a thing with a TV and it's got games, but you get on it and it tells you. But we hadn't got on it for a long time, like a couple months. And I got on there and I thought I had gained weight, and it told me I had lost 3 pounds over the last 2 months. It was 2 months.
Did you tell him your
was
name
2
was
months.
John M?
Yeah, I thought it was John.
me.
I didn't think- But anyway, yeah, it tells you that. And, you know, so it lost 3 pounds over 2 months, which isn't much, but at least I was losing. I thought I was gaining it back.
No, I think you look like you lost a lot.
No, I
of
lost
weight.
it. But I keep walking the dog a lot. You know, I'm walking the dog down by the lake or down to the dog park. And, you know.
I think you ought to do some push-ups to
think so?
strengthen your stomach muscles.
Push-ups. Yeah, that's a thought. That's a thought.
That's a good thought.
You know, that's why Gordon is. I talked to him a couple months back. You know, that's how he stays in good shape. He's got like a 20-minute ritual every morning that he does.
What's he do?
Yeah.
Push-ups.
Push-ups and a couple jumping jacks or whatever. He's been doing that all his life.
Does he still live at the warehouse?
No.
No.
He lives with his nephew up in the country at the Eagle's Nest.
Up where?
At the
Bought
Eagle's
that,
Nest.
bought that,
Bought that big house up in the country.
Is he still collecting stuff?
Yeah.
He was so cute when I first met him. You know, he was on his way up the steps, and he had his arms around his latest something or other, I guess. It was a column, like a Greek column, and it was like, and it had caught his pants cuff up, half his leg. It was stuck on his column, and he was sweet. But
Well, he's a sweet guy.
It was funny and it was cute because he had a treasure.
Yeah, he's got a treasure, all right. When I was talking to him, Dad, he said he had talking about a camera. Oh yeah, he said I got a camera. I said, oh, you got a new camera? He said, yeah. I said, well, why haven't you been using it? He said, oh, it's around here in a box. So he just buys it and it's in a box somewhere. He got a couple of them, I think, and he's got a computer too. It's in the box. He just buys it and puts it in the box. It's in the box.
How you doing?
you mean brand new?
Brand new.
Yeah, man, you get a little ball.
He can't help himself. That is an illness.
But we saw that show. Did you see that show?
No.
Hoarders.
Oh, no, I didn't watch it.
Oh, you need to see that.
Was he in there?
No, he wasn't in it. No, he could have been. He could have been. But no, that shows you how sick it. I mean, how they really can't help it. No, they can't help it. They really can't help it.
I didn't like that show when I saw Coming Attractions when they had the little kid on it and all that garbage.
Yes.
Well, that might have been the one. Yeah. Well, the kids, they didn't care. They filled the kids' rooms up too with stuff. You know, you couldn't get up the steps.
On A&E and on
Yeah, it was on.
Health
Come on.
Discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what do you call them two guys? The Pawn Shop. I like the Pawn
Oh, I
Stars.
love to watch the Pawn Stars.
That is good.
I've never seen that. Never even heard of it.
Because you see stuff from
The pawn
long
shop.
ago.
It's on History Channel.
You'd
It's
have
on the
to-
History Channel. Okay,
You'd
maybe I
have to
did
do a
see
lot
that.
of touristing and shopping to see that stuff. It's so varied and so
Things that are
old.
brought into the place to be pawned. You know,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
You know, like Paul Revere and lottery tickets that they sold. You wouldn't think it back in those days there was such a thing, but they raised money that way too.
They had one that George Washington had a lottery in Mount Vernon. And
Is this
it
a
had
joke?
No.
No,
George Washington had a lottery.
Yeah.
They-
in
they
Mount
did that in
Vernon,
those
and they
days.
had
You have
the-
Keno too.
They had the pawn tickets.
Yeah.
They had the actual pawn ticket. And And they validate it too because they have historians come in.
Yeah.
And they examine the
Judge
paper.
that stuff.
They can tell, if the paper's that old and if that's true. And then they have handwriting specialists that say that's his real signature. They bring in people who authenticate
Yeah.
everything that they have to.
A woman came in with a Fabergé pin.
Oh,
It
really?
belonged to her grandmother. And she said she never did like it. And the guy in the pawn shop said, well, what do you expect to get for it? She said, oh, $2,000. He said, suppose I give you $35,000 for it. In other words, they don't cheat you.
Yeah.
And she couldn't believe it. So when she gets the $35,000 offer, she said, how about 37? If I'd have been the guy, I said, take it somewhere else.
Yeah, but she
I
would have
wouldn't
sold
dealt
it.
with
Yeah.
But Fabergé, that's good stuff.
That's pretty good. That's good stuff.
Hey. Yeah. Where are you now? Where are you now?
I
Oh,
watched that Cash Cab. You
I
saw that or
cooked
not?
dinner.
Guy rides around New York City, and if you get in his cab, the lights all go off, and he starts asking you questions. It's like Jeopardy on wheels.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't know you don't know you're getting in his cab. Then you get in his cab, and like I say, it's a contest, and
And
then you win so much money. But if you miss 3 questions, you lose all the money that you won. It's kind of fun. Now I'll tell you a show that's on. And sometimes it can be dirty. I'll tell you just up front. But no, you shouldn't say that you don't like it. It's really funny.
I don't have to like it.
Okay, but what?
I don't have to.
Okay, well, there's plenty of parts that aren't dirty, and it's not that dirty. Just now and then. Okay. The guy that came up with Seinfeld, you don't even watch it. Seinfeld is great.
Not Seinfeld.
It's a great show. Anyway, the guy that came up with it, Larry David, he came up with a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's the name of the show.
Called what?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I hear
Yeah,
what you
Curb
said.
Your Enthusiasm. If you ever see that on TV, watch it. It's hysterical. It's hysterical. Some of these shows that make you cry because you're laughing so hard.
Well, what's it about?
Well, just different things that, he goes through in his life. Just odds and ends situations. But it's incredible. And it's the guy that wrote Seinfeld with Seinfeld. That's the guy. He wrote this and stars in it. His name's Larry David. And he's just it's hysterical. It's just
made it last night.
the things that he sees and he comments on. It's just you'd have to watch it.
No.
I'm just putting that bug in your ear in case you see it on your TV screen.
I've never seen it.
Well, it just came out. It used to be on HBO.
Oh.
And HBO, you got to pay for HBO.
But you
Well,
see
we'll
it.
never see it.
Let me
You
finish.
just don't look like that,
Let me
Johnny.
finish. Let me finish.
Yes.
I said it used to be on HBO, and you had to pay for it. The reason I'm saying it is because you don't have to pay for it anymore. Because we don't watch it.
We don't do that either.
We don't watch it
We don't
either.
want to get arrested.
Yeah, we don't watch it either because we don't have HBO. But it's on the CW network, which is the regular mainstream. I don't know what the CW even means, but it's the CW network. It just came out. It's on. If I can tell you what time it's on. It's on 10:30 at night. 10:30 every night. The CW.
Probably
network.
because it's the type of show it is.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Jewish.
It's an adult show, but it's funny,